Hello everybody and welcome back to The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3. On the last episode, we went back into the underground temples, fought a giant cryptid. That elephant thing was pretty strong, but it was pretty big, and it healed like half its health when it got out of break, that was a lot because it was almost dead. It literally was like one hit away from death. Well, if I used an S-craft. Probably not. Probably if I just use a craft. Anyway, we also found and secured one more Crawford agent. It was a young teen boy. We sent him back. I used the rest of the tickets off camera because, you know, meh. And then, so now, let's contact their students and proceed with the story. I also leveled everybody up. Old and new class 7. So that they be more helpful in whatever else comes our way. We contacted class 7 and returned to the camp. They were followed shortly by fellow instructors and students in the branch campus. They took their time showering, changing into their fresh uniforms. And only when they were truly confident did they leave with an eager bounce in their step to attend the celebrations. It seems they've arrived before us.
You took your sweet time.
Come on now, we were just way too early.
Ada's really nervous.
I don't blame her. I'm nervous too.
Hey, you don't need to tell them that.
What are you so nervous about? It's just a party, right? The only reason you aren't nervous is you lack common sense, Yuna. Same goes for you. I'd say all three of you fit that bill nicely. Don't worry, Class 1. We're going to have fun tonight. It'll just be us branch campus instructors chaperoning you, but we'll make sure everything goes smoothly for all you students. Thank you, sir. I know a lot has happened between us, but I appreciate it. Instructor Reen. Can we get your autograph? Huh? You guys! They've been wanting to ask you that forever, but they couldn't with the prince around. As for me, I've been wanting to talk with you about a few things, Instructor Herschel. How flattering. No problem. We can all chat on the way to the palace. Really? What an honor. Hey, you guys! They're surprisingly fun. Not so different from us once you get to know them. Maybe we can all be friends after all. Well, tonight will be our best chance to break the ice. Let's put our school rivalry, let's put aside our school rivalry. Oh my god. Let's put aside our school rivalry and just have fun tonight. My thoughts exactly. Our rides are here. Let's get going, everyone. Nice. Let's go to the festives. Oh, it's horrible. Don't even worry about it.
I see more training is needed.
No, I just don't care anymore. Aw, thank you. I love how excited they were. They were just like, yeah, let's go in. At least that's my interpretation of what just happened. Saying how they didn't say anything. Ah. Oh. Ah, he's here too. Seems to be the last to arrive. Well, it seems class 7. We're probably the last to show up. Unless we're already inside, but I doubt it. Yep. Last to arrive. Wow. The moon looks larger than usual. Yeah, it almost looks magical. There's a blue moon tonight, when the night sky will be at its brightest. Due to Heimdall's geographical location, it only happens every few years. Really? I remember seeing it during the summer festival a few years ago. I heard there was also a blue moon on the final day of the War of the Lions. It appears after several consecutive red moons, which made it even more prominent. Though it wasn't probable, that is what they say happened. Well, that's good to know. Sounds too perfect if you ask me. You're Thor's branch campus, special operations class, right? Allow me to show you around. Unfortunately, we will need to check your belongings. Thank you for your service. Valflame Palace, front entrance. It's way too big. Well, it's the center of the largest country on the continent. I bet you've been here before, yeah? Yes, but it's been some time. When I attended St. Astria, the princess would invite me over occasionally. So this is Prince Cedric's. Yeah, the castle he'll inherit one day.
There all of you are. I've been waiting for you.
Oh, Elise. Hello. Did you come to pick us up? Yes, I thought I might show you around. Whoa, who's she? She's beautiful. She knows you guys in class 7, right? Introduce us. She's Instructor Schwarzer's little sister. It's nice to see you again. She's also Prince Alphen's best friend. Nice to see you. As for those of you I don't recognize, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm sure it is, and it will be nothing more than that. Anyway, please follow me. I'll guide you to Valflame Palace's garden. Oh man, he's... Okay. Ah. This is seriously over the top. There's even a waterfall. They've got butterflies. They even let out a number of different birds during the day. All the walls are just huge windows. Damn, how much mirror did they sink into this place? It's evident this palace has been hosting important events for years. Live music? How elegant. There are incredibly important people everywhere I look. I'm starting to get lightheaded.
It would appear all of our guests have arrived. we owe our thanks to Adios and the Lionheart Emperor for seeing our nation through to this day. However, tonight, we must also honor those who have put in exceptional effort into ensuring the continuing peace and safety of Heimdall. The students of Thor's main campus and branch campus. Together, they halted a threat to our nation, all in time for the summer festival. I'm told many instructors, former students, and bracers assisted them in this monumental task. All of these brave people have already been recognized by the Imperial Household Agency. But let us give them yet another round of applause.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us feast, talk, and drain our glasses. We should all enjoy ourselves tonight. However, there will be a dance later, so be sure you don't drain too many glasses. Of course,
Sarah?
it goes without saying that the students, including myself, will be prohibited from having any alcohol.
Damn it. I was gonna sneak a few.
Hey, you know you can't do that.
It's remarkable how much he's changed.
Now then, everyone, please raise your glasses.
Let us have a toast to this wonderful evening and the beginning of our festivities.
Cheers!
Hey, there's no need to hide in the back. This is a good opportunity. You should go and mingle with all the different people here. You're right. I think I'll greet His Highness first. Excuse me. I'll go too. I'm so nervous. Alright, guess it's time to go say hi to all the biggest bigwigs in Erebonia. You really are fearless. This is a very Yuna-esque course of action. Guess I'll get some grub. Well, if you'll excuse me. Should we go too? Yeah, seems like we'll need to go say hi to quite a few people. Hi. Oh, interesting. Hold that thought. Hey, how are all y'all doing? Oh my gosh. This slowdown is absurd. Now this seems like an interesting group. Well, I was telling Sharon we should go out drinking together just the other day. And so I decided to join her now. And I'm here too. Not for the booze though. There's some juicy stories going on. Stories? About what? Stories from 4 years ago. About how a certain someone got in the way when I was trying to get back here from Northumbria. Oh. Last we met was when you requested my aid in stopping Lady Sarah. But first, we need to make sure the Purple Lightning, the youngest A-Ring Bracer at the time, didn't interfere. So we made sure she had a tough time coming back home from Northumbria. As a result, the Divine Blade had to postpone his return to Libera. And so, the first stage of the Professor's brilliant gospel plan was complete. Oh, so that's what you and Campanella were talking about at Orcus Tower. Yes, I've admitted what I did to Lady Sarah. While my love and loyalty belong to the Rhineford family now, back then the fool contacted me personally and asked for my assistance. I didn't tell Chairman Irina the details, but she gave me leave regardless. And since then, you've had no other contact with Ouroboros. Swear to Adios? No, I swear on the Rhineford family. This is pretty intense. Well, if you're bringing up the Rhineford name, then I know you're serious. Alright, I give up. And I suppose you did get injured pretty badly when you went up against MacBurn back in Grossmel. So I'll believe you when it comes to this anyway. Lady Sarah, thank you. Whew. Alright, I love me a happy ending. Thinking back though, that getup you had on looked like a pretty tight fit. I think something like that really limited your movement. I just can't believe you were able to slip out of my grasp for a whole week. Well, as someone who dwells behind the scenes, I have a number of sneaky tricks at my disposal. I'd never be a match for you in a head-on battle. So please don't feel so embarrassed you were unable to beat me back then. Hey, who said I was embarrassed? You want to go right now? Meet me outside the palace. 4 years, huh? That'd be about the time. That'd be about that one. Be about 1 year after Gramps took me in. I think I remember reading about this stuff in files I borrowed from Lecter. Huh? Ah, yes, that would make sense. Wait, you mean the intelligence division knew about me and Sarah? And Sharon? Nah, it wasn't about you two. It was more about that S-rank bracer from Libera. He had come here from Libera to help out the other bracers because you were stuck in November, right? The report was pretty detailed up until the part where the Jaeger Corps the society was using got completely wiped out. Oh, and it was also sounded like they were monitoring Prince Oliver during his trip to Libera. Wow, the intelligence division is impressive and just as terrifying. Do you think it may have been Major Arndale who was monitoring them? No doubt. I'm sure the orders came down straight from the top of their little group. Man, Cassie's really helped me out a lot back in those days. But I haven't seen him since he quit being a bracer and went back to Libera's army. A damn shame too. He was quite the gentleman. Yeah, he seemed like he'd be right up your alley for sure. Small world. He and I are fellow disciples of Master Yun Gafai. It seems we were all connected through our acquaintances before we even knew each other. Aha! It seems both the main and branch campuses have some promising young cadets this year. In fact, if the two of you are headed to the army after you graduate, I'd gladly welcome you to the 4th Armored Division. It's an honor to hear that from Craig the Raid himself, but I'd prefer to stay by His Majesty Cedric's side at whatever way possible. Huh, sounds like you just got shot down, old man. So it seems. How about you then? Care to join the 4th? Sorry, but I'm not into hanging out with a bunch of muscleheads. But if you get a ton of cuties like the Icy Maiden, maybe I'll think about it. Well, I wouldn't say tons, but we've got a few. Just between you and me, though, simply being part of the 4th is enough to send ladies swooning into the streets as you pass. Whether you use this little perk to your own end is entirely up to you. Seriously? Alright, now we're talking, old man. Hey, eyebrows. That all it takes to tear you away from your beloved prince? Maybe there's hope for you after all. What do you mean by that? I'm still loyal to the prince. And don't call me eyebrows. This seems like a rowdy group. Interesting. So, you learned your swordplay from my brother, then? Yes, though before that, Lecter taught me some basics. But since his style is, shall we say, highly improvisational, okay, I consider Lord Rufus my true teacher. That said, he only trained me for a short while when I was still living here in Heimdall. You only received a small amount of training and you become this strong? I'm impressed. I heard Governor General Rufus's court fetching skills are second to none. So I'm sure his lessons were very thorough. They are indeed. My brother started teaching me when I was 10. I've been training since then in hopes of surpassing him. I can only wonder how close I've gotten. Perhaps you have the opportunity to find out before too long. What about you, Kurt? When are you planning to be able to surpass your father and brother? I'm sure you know just as well as I do, but they're on such a different level from normal people, it's almost inhumane. My father is starting to feel his age, but it's said he's still nearly as strong as the Radiant Blade Master. I'd have to spend decades training to even reach them, much less surpass them. The Thunder God. I doubt even my brother could prove a match for him. If there were anyone in Erebonia who would prove a match, it would likely be the Rakasha. Or perhaps... looks like this conversation is really starting to heat up. Oh, Instructor Reed. You've come at the perfect time. Join us, instructor. We were just discussing swordplay. Come, join us as a disciple of the 8 Leaves. Well, if you insist. I guess when you get enough Erebonian men in one place, it's only a matter of time before we start talking about swords. And so the group enjoyed a spirited discussion about sword styles, both from within the Empire and without. Irene, a moment if you would. I'd like to thank you. I hear you agreed to share Alphen's first dance tonight. I'm sure she's just beside herself with happiness. Hold on a second. I thought she was just kidding about that. Given the current atmosphere, I don't really think I can accept. Oh, is that so? Seems to me those rumors that have been spreading like wildfire lately may be more than just talk. But I think the Adjutant Chevalier is more than qualified to be a partner for my sister. Perhaps even beyond tonight's dances, if you know what I mean. No, I mean, I'm nowhere near qualified for that. Well, unfortunately for you, Alphen's first dance is part of tonight's schedule. If there's already someone you're planning to have a future with, then that's that, I suppose. But would you dance with her tonight regardless? Think of it as a favor, not only for my sister, but the entire Imperial family. Rita's really, like, trying to back away from it. I'm not sure why. It's kind of weird. You would think, honestly, I would think how Reen is, he would go with it, just not really understanding the full extent of it. But there's still plenty of time before the dance. Do think it over. I mean, technically he has been. She's like, I thought she was just kidding about that. She was not. Chairman Irena, Major Claire, and Muse. You three sure make an interesting group. I thought I might use this opportunity to scout out some promising talent. I see Maiden here oversees logistics for the entire Empire's railroad system. Were you to join Ryanford, I would ensure you were immediately placed in a position worthy of your talents. I'm flattered, but I think military logistics and business logistics may be a bit too different. Oh, I don't know about that. In both warfare and business, you need to efficiently allocate limited personnel and resources. I'm sure Major Claire would make a wonderful businesswoman. An excellent analysis. Use Egret. I saw potential in the reports you submitted about the arts rival and the Kestrel. If you can't decide what to do after you graduate, I'll have a spot waiting for you at Ryanford too. For that matter, the RMP would welcome your talents too. I'm sure you may have some concerns regarding your house, but I'm sure I can be of help. Why, thank you, I'm flattered. Chairman Irena and Major Claire are always ready to scout out a new hire. Do these two have some ulterior motive, or am I just overthinking it? Huh. How do you do, my Empress? As my father, Viscount Arcade, could not be here tonight, I, his daughter, greet you in his place. Ah, Laura, I haven't seen you in some time. I hear you've mastered your family sword style. I'm so happy to see how much you've grown. Thank you for your kind words. Now I believe it's your turn. I am Ada Grant of the Thorns Military Academy, main campus, class 1. I'm truly indebted to your son, and I mean, indebted. She said indented. Ugh. Sorry, she's tripping all over her words. There's no need to be nervous. Cedric's told me all about his friends from the class. I've also been told about a certain bright young lady who excels in both her studies and her club activities. Thank you for being such a wonderful friend to my son. That such kind words are wasted on me. I'm Unit Crawford from Thor's Branch campus. It's an honor to meet you, Your Majesty. Ah, so you're... Alphen told me about you and what happened in Crossbell. Further, allow me to apologize for my son's behavior towards those of you in the branch campus. Huh? Don't worry, there's no need for that. I think our field exercises in Crossbell turned out for the best. It really made me reevaluate myself. Now I have a better idea of what sorts of things I can do to help moving forward. For a better future, not just for Crossbell, but for Erebonia too. Well said. It's clear to me you carry the spirit of Class 7 quite admirably. I sincerely believe the people of Erebonia could learn from that positive outlook of yours. Thank you so much, all of you, for what you've done for this country, and what you will do in the future, Yuna, Ada, and Laura. Of course! I won't let you down. I swear on my sword and soul. I'll continue to do all I can, Your Majesty. Do you see this? Hey there, you two. I heard you both introduce yourself to the Empress. Good job. Oh, Instructor Rian. Instructor, perhaps you consider teaching your students basic manners when speaking with nobility. When she began casually discussing her past grievances with a member of the Imperial family, my breath caught in my throat. Oh yeah? Are you sure you weren't just choking on your words again? There's no need to bring that up again. These two make quite the pair. Huh. Ah, Reen. It's good to see you again, Your Majesty. We haven't spoken since late last year, I think. That's right. I can tell you've grown wonderfully since then. Allow me to apologize again regarding Cedric's behavior, though I'm sure Alphen and Oliver have already said the same thing to you. No, please, it's fine. After everything that's gone on the last few days, it's all water under the bridge now. I'm just happy to see he's much better now, considering everything he went through last year. I suppose that's a good way to look at things. In any event, I shouldn't hold you here too long. There are many people here who would just like to speak with you, so please enjoy yourself. Thank you, Your Highness. Alright, let's see. There's something down this way. Ah! Oh, and I see, I think that's Elise. Altina, Fee, and Emma. I'm Patrick Iarms, third son of the Iarms house. I'm ashamed that I haven't introduced myself to you before now, sir. There's no need to be so formal, Patrick. Besides, it's a bit rare that I'm even in Erebonia, so I'm partly to blame. I've heard you're quite the traveler. Speaking of, Mr. Warswell here tells me you visit Nord quite often. That's right, nearly every year. By this point, he's pretty much like one of the family. Can't get enough of the beautiful expanses of the land there. On top of that, the clean air does these old bulls good. I had a cabin built by the lakeside a few years back. It's such a tranquil place. It sounds lovely. Schwarzer just told me about the time he spent there, but I've never been. Nord is truly stupendous. The endless stretches of land, the free-flowing breeze, not to mention the kind and hospitable people. When I'm in Nord, it's like all the troubles of the world weighing on my mind blow away with the wind. My, hearing all that makes me even more intrigued than ever. Honestly, I felt fairly troubled myself lately. Well, it was plain to see you had a lot to deal with back in Ordis. You should come visit sometime. If your schedules line up, I'll show you around. If our schedules line up. I appreciate the offer. Oh, and Warzel. I'd like to take this chance to apologize for saying such an awful thing about you back when we were students. Oh, I'd completely forgotten. It's fine. I knew at the time you weren't thinking clearly. I appreciate the apology, though. Thank you. Oh, hello. When did you show up? About halfway through. Youth truly is a wonderful thing. Yeah, Gaius, Patrick, I'm happy for both of you. Ah, Elliot, Machias, and Skim. So by incorporating these new mathematical models, the country's economy can be developed even further. Correct. Economics is nothing more than a probability model based off sociology. Alright, we're just going to skip that because I still can't read, apparently. And collective psychology. It would be foolish to think mathematics has no bearing on it. You're right, of course. I suppose one could say the same of music theory. Huh? Really? Music and math seem like completely different fields to me. Sound is simply different frequencies and wavelengths of vibrations in the air. Things easily converted into equations. Whether expressed in sound or in formulas, beautiful music remains beautiful. Seems kind of crazy to hear it put that way, but yeah, when he talks about it, it's strangely compelling. Professor, would you be able to share an example of that with us? Yeah, I'm curious too. These two seem pretty interested in what the professor has to say. I'm a little surprised to hear he has any hobbies at all, but I guess out of everything, music makes the most sense for him. I guess it kind of does. It's just calming. Was that really 2 years ago? Dang. Yes, the hot springs in Ymir were lovely, but so was the food. I'd like to go back there with everyone again sometime. You all seem to be having a good time. Sounded like you were talking about Ymir. Oh, Reen. Yes, we were talking about the trip everyone took there together. Yes, the hot springs paradise, Ymir, hometown of both instructor Reen and Elise. I've been there before as well. Oh yeah, that's right. But you weren't exactly there for a vacation or anything. Yeah, kidnapping Elise and the princess isn't really a touristy activity. We remember when you went there for your mission. But have you ever been there for fun? No. I generally don't go anywhere unless required by a mission. Oh, that's a shame. Come to think of it, I've known Alcina for a while now. Oh. I've known Alcina a while now. There should be a 4 there. For a while now. There you go. Complete sentence. There you go. And I've never seen her go anywhere for fun. Growing up in a Jaeger course, I sort of know how that is. So that means you've never gone to Ymir's hot spring then? Correct. I admit I am a little curious about them. For example, how does bathing in a hot spring differ from a normal bath? It's a world of a difference. To put it simply, it's bliss. It's what bathing must be like in heaven. The difference is that significant? At least, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Sure am. Altina, how would you like to come visit Ymir sometime? I'd like to give you a proper tour of the town if we could. Are you sure? Of course, we'd love to have you. Do it, it'll be fun. In fact, maybe you should go with everyone in your class. Okay. Thank you, I'll come visit. We'll hold you to that. Now we have another promise to look forward to. When the time comes, I'll have to do my best to be a good host. And now we've come full circle. Now let's talk with the girls. Hello, Elisa, Toa. Are you enjoying yourselves? We are, thank you. It's really a lovely party. I just wish Angie was here with us. But Prince Oliver promised he'd look into her disappearance. So I'm hoping to make a lot of memories tonight so I can share with her when she's back. I'm sorry, Toa. But you're right. I'm sure she'd like that. Yeah, I can totally see her now, hanging on your every word. Oh yes, there was something I wanted to ask you about, Toa. Is Reen as popular at the branch campus as I suspect he is? Seeing the way Muse drapes herself all over him, I had to wonder. To be honest, I was wondering that myself. Knowing him, he'd keep his hands off the students, but still. Well, Reen is certainly admired by a lot of people. When it comes to romantic feelings, the pool's a bit smaller. I see. And would you be swimming around in that pool by any chance? Me? I mean, I like him as a colleague, but... something's definitely fishy. We may need to dive deeper into this topic. I should slowly back away before they notice me. I knew she'd have something to say.
It is a great honor to have been invited here.
This on top of what you did for us following the Northern War. I can't even begin to properly show my gratitude.
Raise your heads, both of you. I've already pardoned you for what happened in the Civil War. Given how much you've contributed since then, there's no need to revisit the past. Wouldn't you agree, Marquis High Arms?
Wholeheartedly. The Civil War was a product of the 4 great houses. Personally, I feel I'm the one who deserves to be locked away for a while.
No more of that talk from you either. Were you to be detained, half the Empire would cease functioning. Had Lord Ragnar been here in Heimdall, I would have loved for him to join us tonight.
As would I. Perhaps we should schedule a meeting with him soon.
That aside, I hear both of you played a very active role during the events in Libera. You faced the Blazing Demon, Brigadier General, while the General here went toe-to-toe with the Steel Maiden. You heard correctly, but that monster is said to be a match for even the Radiant Blade Master. The best I could do was hold him off. I will say that battle was a very rare and valuable experience. Though, I'd also be very interested in seeing your 104 military combat techniques. That certainly takes me back, but I fear those days are behind me. If Van Dyke isn't old enough to retire from the front lines, then you certainly aren't either. Not to mention Victor, Mateus, and Zetchus. Perhaps it's a bit childish of me, but given all of Erebonia's famed swordsmen, I can't help but wonder which is the greatest among them. I hear Libera has held swordsmanship tournaments before. Were our fighters to participate in it, it would undoubtedly be quite the spectacle. Oliver tells me foreigners are welcome to join. If the opportunity presents itself, I'd love to take part. My, I fear I may have awakened a sleeping tiger. I don't think I should interrupt this conversation. Oh well, I'll look for another opportunity. But Principal Lee Gwyn sure is something. She doesn't hold herself back at all, even when talking to him. Ah, there it is. A little bit of water should help. Given that whole sound here, there's something that I forgot to do. There. That should fix the problem. Now we can see what Reen's talking about. There are even more people now. I should wait out a bit longer. Oh! So many more conversations. Oh, that's a lot. I don't want to read all of this. Oh, there, Mark. Everybody is talkable again now. Oh, there, Mark. It's been a while, eh? A little over a year, if I'm remembering right. Yes, we last spoke when the province was having those flooding issues. The dam you oversaw construction of has been working excellently. It's already gone a long way towards improving the livelihoods of our local farmers. I'm glad to hear it. It's a good thing we were able to proceed with the project, free of my demon daughter's influence. My, great master. Well, the chairman has been a great help to us too, in her own way. Ah, you must be Sharon. I hear your efforts were indispensable in helping us expand St. Ark's Airport. Celestine was truly grateful for the assistance. Oh, I was only working in Chairman Irina's stead. Besides, Mr. Celestine's finesse in getting permission from the railways was just as important. Oh, that reminds me. Didn't you work with Celestine at the main campus last year? a super butler and a super maid working shoulder to shoulder. And maybe the two of them pressed more than that together? Well, he's 30 now. Well, he's 30 years old now, and like a son to me. I'd be happy to discuss arrangements between the two. Oh, my, no. It would be far too great an honor for me. Well, they're having fun. I'm surprised how many people the Rhineforts know. I guess it makes sense, though, given how big their company is. Alright. I'm gonna take a break from talking. I've been at this for about 5 hours today. So I'm gonna just talk to people and let you guys read. But I've been at this for like 5 hours. My throat is tired. I love how Elliot thought about it and was like, okay, nope, never mind. I take it back. Oh, that was a burn. Oh, that had to burn. I didn't expect to get the chance to speak with you, Brigadier General. The Black Whirlwind of Sutherland himself. Last time I saw you was in the final battle of the Civil War. Good to see you again too, General. It was a real shame the Infernal Castle got in our way. I would have liked the chance to test myself against the legendary 4th Armored Division. It would have been an honor to even slow you down. Quit your joking. Between your prowess piloting a Panzer Soldat and your spear skills, you'd have done a lot more than just slowed us down. Those Nord Spear techniques are really something else. Are you trained in them as well, by any chance? Why, yes I am. Though I hear the skills of the Bardis family are even more polished. And thanks to my family living in Erebonia so long, we've incorporated certain aspects of the Imperial spear technique into our style. We've got a bit of a sliding style and the Vander style, and even a few techniques from the Eisenritter mixed in. I'm actually a little jealous of the pure Nord style you use. Well, to be honest, my style is completely Nord these days. All this talk of styles, I've only ever trained in the 104 military combat they taught us at Military Academy. I'm jealous of both of you for being able to discuss martial arts with such depth. You're a master of combat in your own way, General. Speaking of the military combat style, I hear it's been going through a number of changes lately to account for Panzer Soldats. I'm sure your right-hand man is quite the pilot. Neitherheart? He's one of the best, of course. But even then, I doubt he'd be a match for you, Brigadier General. Maybe General Van Dyke would be a better sparring partner. I think I'll leave him to Lady Aurelia. Looking at them now, you would know these two met on a battlefield at the end of the Civil War. Now that I think about it, Geis is acquainted with both of them. You know General Cragg through Elliot, and he had the same master as Brigadier General Bardis back in Nord. Oh, there's so many left. Excuse me, are you Miss Lisa Rhineford of the Rhineford Group? You're one of the members of the Class 7, right? The one who saved Citrus' life in the Civil War? Now you're the director of the 4th Development Division. I saw the interview you had with the Imperial Chronicle. It was so inspiring. The name's Ada Grant. I'm from Class 1 at Thor's main campus, and it's really an honor to meet you. Oh, that's really flattering. Thank you. I'm happy to meet you too, Ada. I think you might be overselling me a bit, though. There's no need to be modest, Elisa. You really are an incredible woman. Exactly. It was one of my goals to be even half as lovely and skilled as you are. Wow. Well, from what I hear, you're pretty skilled already. You got 2nd place in the midterm exams out of both Thor's campus combined, right? Those are just grades. When I think about everything you and your class accomplished, scoring high on a test seems so insignificant. Nonsense. You shouldn't ever devalue your own hard work. Maybe you should come work for me after you graduate. Just kidding. Oh, I think you stunned her into silence. Sorry, I still haven't decided what to do after I graduate. Don't stress over it. Just keep it in mind as one of your potential choices. I will, thank you so much. I don't know a lot about Class 7. I wonder if that's the reason she enrolled at Thor's in the first place. There's still another talk here? Because of the restructuring of the main campus this year, we students are being strongly encouraged to get jobs with the military or government. I've been agonizing over what I should do even before I enrolled at Thor's. I actually considered going to St. Astria at one point. You don't say. Yes, the new Princess Alphen was attending the school, and I thought I might be able to find a path to follow there. But then I heard about the heroic group of students from Thor's fighting in the Civil War. That's what led to my decision. I'm happy to hear we were able to inspire you like that. Now she can carry on Thor's spirit, just like you did. I suppose no matter which school you ended up choosing, you would have been able to meet someone from the Imperial family. I almost wish we could have gone to school together. But of course, we can still be friends now. I look forward to seeing you more in the future. Yes, so do I. She may not be related to Instructor Reem by blood, but she's just as wonderful a person as he is. She's just as wonderful a person as he is. Is everything alright? No, sorry, it's nothing. Looks like to me you're still agonizing over what to do after graduation. No, it was something else. I mean, I miss the three of them getting along so well. I see. These two? Really? Hello, you two. You seem like you're talking about something interesting. We were in the middle of discussing military technology in recent years. There's no stopping the march of progress. We've got weapons today that people couldn't even have dreamed of just a decade ago. That's true, Panzer Slowdowns, those colossal archaisms, and even the railway cannons. Not to mention, certain countries almost have full functioning orbital networks. Soon enough, we might even get to the point where even bracers will need to know how to use an orbital terminal. If you can't use an orbital terminal, then the future will be bleak for you. How do you mean? Technology advancements in recent years are due to the development of high-level orbital arithmetic logic units. The orbital network works to connect those. As more and more are linked, the possibility becomes endless. This new technology is far more advanced than anything that came before it. In fact, I'd go so far to say we're living through the second orbital revolution. No kidding. If you're saying this is happening as we speak, then now this sounds like quite the fascinating little chat. Oh. Hey there, Lecter. So there you are. Yeah, I was off doing a few patrols of the place. Seems like the palace is secure, though. Whew, all that walking really worked up an appetite. I'm about to be all over this buffet. By the time I'm done, it'll probably be all over me, too. With the way you act, no one would ever know you're a major. Oh yeah, how's progress on those Ramdas, Professor? Right, those were the battle ordnance the Calverdian agents were using. Don't be impatient, I've only just begun the analysis. From my first look at them though, I can tell they're exceptionally made. Their most notable quality so far is that they will only function when activated by their owners. Thus far, we've gotten from our analysis has been reams of junk data. Well, maybe they use unique qualities of each person's spirit as a kind of key. As a person's spirit is definitely something you can't just crank out a copy of. Could they have gotten a completely secure system? Could be they've gotten a completely secure system. Probably called a spirit code or something like that. How do you know all this? I don't know. I don't know a thing. I'm just pulling all this out. Oh my god. You see? It's just getting worse. I don't know a thing. I'm just pulling all this from the usual place. Those were all just guesses. You need to give logical explanations to support your hypothesis. Lecter was telling me about his intuition earlier today, but sheesh, these two. Yep, like a bucket of vinegar and a pile of baking soda. This will probably go on for a while, so let's just let them fight it out. I don't know if that's the best option. Lucky's Kurt and Fritz. What are you three talking about? We're discussing chess. Would you care to join in? Ah, that makes sense now that I think about it. I had no idea Machias was also in the chess club. To have entered that tournament, he must be really skilled. Oh, you were in a tournament? Yeah, there was an amateur chess tournament going on the other day. I happened to have the day off, so I figured it might be fun. But I ended up losing in the semifinals. Oh wow, even getting to the semifinals is impressive on its own. I agree. Even though it's for amateurs, the people who place high in those tournaments are often just as good as some pros. Would you mind telling us more about it? Sure thing. That seems like an interesting conversation, so I'm gonna hold that thought. Oh hey, the boys. Prince Cedric, it's been far too long. You're right, it has been a few years, hasn't it, Patrick? And you're Ash, right? I think this is the first time we've spoken one-on-one like this. Yeah, guess so. We had our problems, but I can't say I don't like your style. Every time we run into you, you say something that really stirs things up. My word. Have you forgotten this is the Crown Prince? Show him some respect. He's right, Ash. Well, if it isn't Reen again, don't worry about Ash. I'm glad for the chance to just be able to talk like this with someone my own age. Hear that? I got the okay, straight from the Imperial family. Even so, you still need to be more respectful. Like I said, don't worry, it's fine. Anyway, I assume you're here to give me your reply about your upcoming dance with my sister. What did you just say? For real? It was a last-minute sort of thing. So the rumors were true after all. Well, no matter. If you're dancing with the princess, then I'll be able to dance with Elise. Dance with Elise? What exactly makes you think you can do that? Why do you always have to make that same terrifying smile? You said, huh? Dance with Elise? What exactly makes you think you can do that? Thank you for all the equipment you provided to the branch campus, Chairman Irina. Elise has been such a big help, too. We really can't thank the Rainford Company enough. While my daughter aside, the reports you've been sending us have been just as helpful. And Emma, I'd like to thank you for all the data you provided us on the Orbital staff. Oh, it was no trouble at all. Thank you for letting me use it. There really is a lot of talent here at this party tonight. If either of you have any complaints about your current positions, just let me know. I'll have positions at Rainford worthy of your talents prepared in an instant. It's so nice of you to offer, but I'm happy where I am right now. Yes, so am I. Looks like she's still in recruit mode. I forgot about that. You still don't have a skirt, Muse. It's an honor to be able to speak with you, Your Majesty. My name is Muse Ingrid. Egret. I apologize for not being able to meet with you before now. Well, that's not quite true. I remember you visiting the palace about 13 years ago when your parents were still alive. The two of us first met back then. It was when you first met Alfin, too. I remember the two of you playing and laughing. I had no idea. Now that you mention it, I have a few fuzzy memories. I think I was about 4 at the time, so she must have been 3. At the time, I never could have guessed what was going to happen to your parents. These words may be far too late, but my heart goes out to you for your loss. No, I appreciate it. Thank you for your kind words. I guess this is the first time they were able to talk like this. But if her parents came to visit the palace, that must mean... Introducing yourself to the Empress, Muse. Why, yes, I lived in Heimdall for some time now, but I never got the chance to speak with her. I'm glad I was able to put one of my regrets to rest. I'm sorry it took so long, Muse. Mother had actually been asking me to set up a meeting with you for a while, but with everything that happened. I'm glad the two of you were finally able to speak, though. Thank you, Alfin. I guess Muse's circumstances are more complicated than I thought, but I'm glad to hear that she has the Empress and Prince Alfin looking out for her. Oh boy, here we go. Anytime she has some idea on her face, you can tell. Oh, so Instructor Reen, are there any truths to the rumor you'll be dancing with the princess later this evening? I suppose Cedric has been planning for that, but while I did ask before, I'm sure now it would be a bit difficult for you to accept, Reen. I explained things to Cedric, so everything should be fine now, and, is it still happening regardless? I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding, but... He did what? Is he still going ahead with this behind my back? I suppose it's been set in stone little by little. I'm sure the two of you will look great together. I can't help but feel a little jealous. And poor Elise. Yes, that's what's been... Oh my god. Yes, that's what's been bothering me the most. Huh? What does Elise have to do with this? What? What? Come on, you should know now. Reen is dense and has never noticed. Anyway, Muse, please lend me your help. I'm sure that insidious mind of yours can come up with a plan. That's quite a way to ask for help, but I accept. After all, how could I say no to helping both Elise and my dearest instructor? They've gone off in their own little world. I should start mentally preparing for the dance. I heard Muse was one of your students. I'm truly happy I was able to get the chance to speak with her. I'm not too familiar with everything that's happening over in Libera. I get the feeling she has some complicated circumstances there. I'm sure she'll be able to tell you about it eventually, one way or another. We seem to be surrounded by so many tragic stories, such as Prince Oliver's past, The way he lost his mother was truly heartbreaking. Jesus. I've heard a few rumors, like how she was born a commoner. Yes, she was the one the Emperor was truly in love with. I remember it vividly. I was a Hummel maid back then. They lived far from Heimdall. He was always trying to find ways to get her to live in the palace with him. Is it okay for me to be hearing about this? Oh, it's fine. Everyone here at the palace knows already. However, after she passed, he accepted the throne and ended up choosing someone from a small noble family to be his wife. Me. We went through some troubles, but eventually Oliver began living with us, and I was blessed with my daughter and son. His Highness has given Elfin and Cedric his whole heart as their father, but... I'm sorry, I shouldn't be discussing such things. No, it's fine. Prince Oliver is at the party the Imperial Household Agency is hosting tonight, right? Yes, he's there representing the Imperial family. I hope things will begin to change for the better here in the palace, and for the Vander family too. Yes, I hope for that too. This took longer than I thought. Actually, I thought the dance would have been over by now and there would be some other, like, festivities or, stuff like that. I didn't expect it to just be a whole bunch of just running around the place talking to people. And so the party continued, with Reen never getting an opening to talk with the Chancellor. You could have just made an opening at this point, honestly. With the party in full swing, people began gathering in the center of the garden.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. To start us off, my sister Alfin will have the first dance. The way I hear it, people all across the Empire have been awaiting this moment for years. Like me, she is now 17 years old, and this dance will serve as her debut into high society. Her first dance partner shall be a certain instructor at Thor's military academy, none other than the Ashen Chevalier, Reen Schwarzer.
Oh, no getting out of this now.
Huh, so then he's the princess's...
I hear he's only the son of a baron, but I suppose it's okay these days.
He seems to carry himself well.
Sure enough.
Yeah, there have been rumors going around like wildfire.
It's
because
a huge
of those
honor,
rumors.
I guess.
It's because of those rumors, he doesn't really have a
He
choice.
shall be the princess's first.
Sounds dirty when you put it that way.
I know, right?
Classy, guys.
He was drowning in fame before, and now everyone's talking like him and the princess are already married.
Yeah, seems like everyone's reading way too much into this.
Well, to some degree, yes.
However will this play out, I wonder?
I suppose this is... To tell the truth, I'm actually already acquainted with Mr. Reen Schwarzer. He's the older brother of my dearest friend. Allow me to introduce Elise Schwarzer. She is the student council president at St. Estrella Girls' School. Princess? And she will be making her debut into high society alongside me tonight. Reen will choose which of us he dances with. Whoever he chooses, there will be no hard feelings.
Very well played, Princess.
Aw, what an adorable workaround.
She really is something else.
Oh my god.
Princess!
You're a real lifesaver. I will respectfully take both the hand of my sister and her best friend, the princess. It might be a bit unorthodox, but please, allow us Schwarzer siblings to have the first dance.
It's smart, though. I'm just glad they didn't actually make me pick.
I wonder whose idea this was.
My word. Can one man truly be this lucky?
Lucky enough to dodge that bullet, you mean?
Yes. Had he danced with the princess first, the whole city would be planning their honeymoon by now. However, since he and his sister danced first, that ship has sailed, as it were.
Oh, Alphen.
That Ashen Chevalier is certainly quite the man. Wouldn't you agree?
You can thank Baron Schwarzer for raising him that way.
Now, all you young people here with us, follow their lead and enjoy yourselves. The Summer Festival's blue moon shines on us this night. I am certain the spirits are especially riled. So, let us give them a show.
Yeah! Interesting. Strange. I'm surprised Rain's not blurring this place down. A slight bit awkward in terms of animation.
My apologies for arriving so late.
I know that voice.
Rufus!
Ah, so good to see you.
Is that Governor General Rufus?
I didn't know he was coming.
It seems you've stolen the spotlight all to yourself.
To tell the truth, I was at a party held by the Imperial Household Agency. I wish to greet His Highness Olivert, Governor Regnitz, Lord Ragnar, and Viscount Arcade before making my way here.
I see.
Thank you for your courtesy.
The night is yet young, and the party has only just begun. Bring out more food and drinks. Please continue to enjoy yourselves, by all means.
You, sis, come with me. Let us catch up, my dear brother. Machias, Elisa, Elliot, and Laura as well. Join us. I'm sure we've much to talk about.
In that case, I shall call upon Ms. Valestein and Ms. Herschel. Come, allow me to introduce you to the Empress.
What's this about all of a sudden?
I don't know. There's no way we can refuse.
Why just us, though? Does it have something to do with our families?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
May as well get going then.
I suppose I'll go.
I wonder what they're talking about.
Think we should follow?
Yeah.
Reen!
Oh, Claire!
What's wrong?
Well, this may come as a surprise, but a certain someone would like to speak with you.
You mean...
The someone who just left, perhaps?
Understood. I'll be going, everyone.
Yes. Good luck.
Try not to be too nervous. Rain? Instructor?
Huh.
I feel like this is another instances where they're gonna be trying to like be nosy on something.
Just go straight to the end of the hall, then make a right.
Oh, hey, Claire. The end of the hall. Head to the farthest room.
There's the back room.
Yes, let's go.
Greetings. His Majesty is waiting. Please enter.
Serene Schwarzer has arrived.
Very good. See him in.
Ah.
I apologize for calling you here like this, Instructor Schwarzer.
No, it's an honor to have an audience with the Emperor.
Your dances with your sister and Alphen were a sight to behold. Your skills as a lead were just as impressive as the rumors suggested. I'm sure my daughter was very happy.
Well...
I'm only joking. You've helped out Oliver numerous times. You've rescued Alphen twice, and you saved Cedric's life at the end of the Civil War. My entire family is grateful for everything you and the rest of Class 7 has done. As the Awakener of the Ashen Knight, the very same one my ancestor once piloted, you have saved many lives and averted many crises.
Right.
So you knew the truth about Emperor Dreikels?
Yes, indeed. As well as the relationship between the Chancellor and yourself.
You know that, too?
Yes, I figured it out somewhere along the way. When I asked, the Chancellor didn't deny it, so I took that to mean my suspicions were correct. He and I have much in common. Both of us have lost loved ones to the foolish schemes of others.
I've heard about the Chancellor, but Your Highness?
It happened long ago. Have you perhaps heard anything regarding Oliver's birth mother?
I may have heard a rumor once. Apparently she was a commoner, but she passed away tragically.
The two of us enrolled at Thor's in the same year. She was a commoner, but her intelligence, grace, and bright smile were anything but common. We'd fight at times, but eventually we fell in love. Though both of us were young, we became involved with each other. She ended up dropping out of school and returning to her hometown. Then some time later, I found she had given birth to a boy. That boy was Olivert. I was still Crown Prince at the time. I wanted to make her my Empress, but she refused. I was at least able to spend time with... I was at least able to send one of the Vanders to guard her. My father and the lords of the four great houses had been pestering me to get married for years, but I held out hope she'd change her mind. However, when my father fell ill, a group of Jaegers seeking favor with one of the four great houses attacked her and Oliver. The eldest son of the Vander family managed to save Oliver, but she lost her life. My father passed on. I had lost her, and welcomed Oliver as the one ray of hope left in my life, and officially announced he was my son. Shortly thereafter, I married to ensure this tragedy would not repeat itself. She was the daughter of a small noble family working as a maid. Priscilla accepted my courtship, despite knowing that my heart still belonged to my first love. Oliver seemed intent on walling himself off from everyone in the palace, but Priscilla was able to get him to open up. He finally accepted me as his father, and when the twins were born, he was just as happy as the rest of us, if not more so. And so, that is the messy history of the current Imperial family.
I had no idea, but are you sure it's all right to tell me all this?
It's no great secret. Most of the larger noble families already know. But my point is this. Both the Chancellor and I lost loved ones. But our sons yet live. Certainly a unique point of commonality, wouldn't you say?
That's true. Is that why you appointed him as Imperial Chancellor?
It's true that I felt an affinity with him. However, the most important factor was his negotiation of the ceasefire with Libera. The events of Hummel wounded my heart deeply. But I knew I could not allow them to be made public. He managed to get both the four great houses and Libera to concede to his terms and put the 100 Days' War to an end. And so rose the first common-born Imperial Chancellor.
Now I understand. But in the 13 years since he became Chancellor, a lot has changed. The nobles have lost power, while he's only gotten stronger. And he's using that power to steer Erebonia in a dangerous direction. With all due respect, I don't think it's right to sit back and let him continue.
I understand your concern. Olivert's as well. Olivert is more concerned for his brother and sister's futures than anyone. In that respect, he sees the Chancellor as a bigger threat than the nobles do. However, things are not so simple. Regarding myself and the Chancellor, tragedies like Hummel, at times, this nation will make the most tragically foolish decisions. During the War of the Lions, the brothers of the royal family spilled each other's blood and pulled the nation into their feud. The history of Erebonia is smeared with blood and alight with flames, more than any other country.
He's right. Deception is an important tool in politics and war, but the thought of killing your own people as an excuse to invade another country.
As a teacher of history, I'm sure you have your own thoughts on this matter. So tell me, do you know the people of Erebonia to have a cruel temperament?
No. The people of Erebonia are sincere and value honor and pride. They think highly of martial skill, but know it is a virtue to use it only when absolutely necessary. The incidents you spoke of, it's almost as though a devil had been whispering in their ear.
Precisely. There is something in Erebonia. Something which bends people's minds and steers them toward chaos. Perhaps it could be called a curse. One that has been with us since the founding of this nation. If you've read the Black Records, you may have some idea what I speak of.
The Black Records?
It would seem the Church is seeking them out. But the original writings are in the Imperial family's possession. Only those who succeed the throne are permitted to read them. They are records of the truth of this nation's history, and a prophecy of its future. An inevitable future, no doubt. I'm certain any attempts to avoid it will only cause things to become further warped and twisted. That is one of the reasons I am not putting a stop to the Chancellor's actions.
Sure, I don't know all the details, but both the Chancellor and His Highness understand the situation fully. Yet they...
And so, I plan to not avert my eyes and watch to the end.
Huh?
As the ruler of Erebonia, the Empire mired in darkness and founded under a curse, I shall watch my sons, the Crimson Wings, the new light of the nobility, and Class 7, both old and new, to see if any of them can overcome the iron will of the Chancellor and light the way to a new path for this nation.
I promise to give everything I have to find this new path. Not just as a member of Class 7, but on behalf of Thor's Military Academy and all its students and graduates.
You're aware that would include both myself and the Chancellor, yes? But all the same, well said.
Not as much as I thought we'd get out of that, but still, very nice bit.
Welcome back. I'm not sure what you two spoke about, but I trust it was well worth the time.
Yes, most definitely.
Precisely. There is something in Erebonia, something which bends people's minds and steers them toward chaos.
Reen.
It's nothing. Major, can I ask you something?
Finished with your chat?
Your Excellency.
It would appear you want no need to speak with me about something. I can't take too much time out of my schedule, but I have a room prepared. Shall we?
Huh?
Yes, let's go.
Ah, finally. Let's see if we can't get some answers from the man himself. I knew you'd be lurking
Where
around.
are you headed, Ash? I gotta take a piss. Wanna join me? I think I'll pass. But let me say this. Don't so much as think about sneaking out. Huh? I admit it's a bit nerve-wracking, but this truly is a special event. We should all enjoy it together as Class 7. Who would have guessed the pretty boy was just as big of a nag as that wild filly? Maybe somewhere along the line, I'll let those guys get to me.
Oh, is something the matter, sir?
Oh, yeah, I was just on my way back from the bathroom, but I noticed something strange.
Something strange, sir?
Yeah, it's just around the corner here.
I believe this will be the first time we've been able to speak one-on-one like this. Since, of course, that day 14 years ago.
His Majesty told me. General Craig, too.
So I've heard. His Majesty knows the truth of my circumstances. More or less. Craig and Van Dyke, on the other hand, only know the facts that float on the surface. They remain in the dark as to what truly happened to Brigadier General Gileath Osborne.
Then will you tell me? What happened 14 years ago? Why did you leave me? Why did you leave your son? Why did you become a completely different person? You trampled over everything in your way, robbed the people of their pride and independence, and planted the seeds of the Civil War. After what you did to Jirai, you annexed Crossbelt and North Ambria, and now you're planning a war with Calvard. At the same time, you're working with a black workshop and trying to bring all the darkest parts of the world toward the surface. What are you... No. Why are you doing this?
It sounds as though you've figured a great many things out on your own. First, allow me to commend you for not being consumed by your false hero's title. Very well. I shall start with your first question. After I lost Kasha, I left you in Ymir, and 3 months later His Majesty bid me investigate the Hummel incident. Afterward, I went to negotiate with the Queen of Libera. The Queen agonized over the decision, but I knew she wanted peace as soon as possible. Eventually, she agreed to the terms of the ceasefire. The noble officers behind everything, led by Lecter's father, were given the death penalty, and the 4 great houses were put in check, all in a single month. In recognition of my accomplishment, His Majesty appointed me Chancellor. I'm grateful to Teo. He accepted my request not to reveal anything to you, but at the same time, it meant I had to sever my ties to both you and him. As a revolutionary, taking on the 4 great houses, I needed to be on my own. I couldn't have anything holding me back.
So her name was Kasia, the woman who gave birth to me.
Once I became Chancellor, I crushed those who opposed me, expanded our railway network, and garnered even more power. Behind the scenes, I also made deals with Ouroboros and joined forces with the Black Workshop.
This guy.
After the incident in Libera, I cut ties with the Snakes and robbed them of the Black Workshop's loyalty. Then, 2 years ago, I used Rufus to fell the Noble Alliance from within. And ultimately, I stole Ouroboros' phantasmal blaze plan right out from under them.
What even is the Phantasmal Blaze plan? And what are you planning to do with it?
By this point, it's safe to say Ouroboros' goal is no different from their gospel plan in Libera. The acquisition of Adios' treasures, the Septarian. In Crossbell, they used the false phantasm to awaken the blaze in Erebonia. But the prize they seek is more than simply that blaze.
The Great Shadows. And the Guardians.
This dark land once housed 2 treasures. The clash between the 2 of them resulted in the creation of the Great One. All the people, things, and history of Erebonia are inexorably entangled in its blessings and its curse. I'm sure you've been able to deduce that much from certain historical documents you've been reading.
What are you?
Pardon me, Your Excellency. The Emperor is calling for you.
Understood. That shall be all for now.
Wait! We're not done yet! There's so much more I need to ask. How did you survive being shot through the heart? Are you the same as the Jaeger King, the Steel Maiden, and Siegfried? Or does it have something to do with the scar on my chest and this power I have?
14 years ago, when we were attacked, your heart was punctured by debris. Kasia, your mother, she begged me to save you. So, I made the decision to give my heart to my son. That is the reason Crow Armbrush shot to my chest did not find its mark. I'll leave the rest for you to figure out. It's the same riddle I've given to the Ironbloods. Major, escort him back to the venue. Our gallant hero seems a bit disoriented at the moment.
A resin gun that fires gunpowder bullets? Can't be found by metal detectors. Everything falling into place like this is way too convenient. I don't like it. Well, I guess beggars can't be choosers.
What are you up to, Ash? Well, there we go. Now we're getting something. Now we're getting some juicy information. So, I thought he did something to save Rain, but I wouldn't have thought it was his heart. But that doesn't explain where that power comes from then.
I know His Excellency isn't a normal person, but I believe somewhere deep down he still cares for you.
Huh?
Myself, Lecter, Milliam, likely even Rufus as well. His Excellency has personally lent his help to each of us. It's possible he thought of us as a replacement for you.
Thank you. I'll try to sort through all this, somehow.
Rain! Instructor Rain!
I heard His Majesty called you in to speak with him?
Chancellor Osborne as well.
You spoke with both of them? You're looking a little bit green around the gills there.
She's right. What happened?
I can't talk about it just yet. All I can say is that nothing is over yet. And something's about to begin. Once this party's over, can we all get together and talk?
Yes, of course. I think I can better explain what's going on behind the scenes now.
If time permits, I'll tell you all about my circumstances too.
We can come too, right?
Yeah, we're all in the same boat at this point.
You too, Toa. Of course. I'll be there.
Where's Ash?
Huh?
I don't see him anywhere nearby.
Wasn't he talking with you earlier, Kurt?
Yes, he said he needed to use the restroom. Though that was some time ago.
Is it happening?
Lecter! Claire!
So that's how the Orphan of Hummel's gonna be used, huh?
Claire! Milliam! With me!
Let's follow them.
Oh! Where is everyone headed?
Did something happen?
Please wait here. I'll go ask.
He certainly doesn't change.
But that's what makes him... him. He's a warrior with an iron will, ready to put his life on the line. It's comforting to know such a person is our leader.
Well, well. It would appear you're already fitting in as a member of the group.
I plan to make this announcement during the summer festival.
I can't imagine it will be easy. But knowing you, you're already well prepared.
You're too kind.
Pardon the intrusion.
You are...
Ash Carbide of Thor's Branch Campus, Class 7. The third survivor of Hummel. What have you come here for?
Hummel. So it comes back to that yet again.
My left eye's aching real bad. Been that way since I was a kid. That scene is burned into it. Even years later, when I was taking care of my mom, I kept hearing the voice. Kill the Vile One. Kill the Vile One. The Jaegers that attacked the town were slaughtered. You executed all the masterminds. Hummel's name was wiped off the map. You're the one who let this happen, Emperor. Maybe the Queen of Libera is just as guilty for keeping quiet. Or maybe the other two, for running away and leaving me for dead. Or even that scarecrow guy, the son of the mastermind. Hey, tell me. Who do I gotta kill to get rid of all this pain?
The curse. Yes. This is the sacrifice from the prophecy. It is only fitting it be me. But don't aim for my heart. That won't do you any good. Aim here. It would be your best chance of killing me. If there is any chance at all.
Ash, was it? It won't work on him. He's no human. I have my doubts he's even capable of dying.
Your Majesty.
I don't want this young man's actions to be wasted. Ash, I am the one responsible for Hummel. Let your years of suffering end with me.
Why the hell would you...
What?
Damn it! He needs medical attention!
Luxonis Medicuria Eum. Father! The princess! Be strong, Your Highness.
Get the medics! He's lost too much blood! Be careful moving him!
Is he the one responsible?
Yes. Unfortunately.
I thought we'd captured all the Calvardian agents. Is there a chance he was one of them?
A Verne Company gun made with resin parts. It would not have been found by a metal detector. Unfortunately. I cannot deny the possibility.
No, I never realized that never left. You're using this as a reason to go to war with Calvert. That's why you haven't said anything. I've been thinking why Osborn doesn't just come out and say it's from Hummel. Everyone in this room is already present on what happened back then.
This is your morning report on ongoing events. As of last night, the Imperial government has declared martial law by order of Crown Prince Cedric. A military command center has been established, and Governor General Rufus has been appointed as its interim representative. Further, as of this morning, railway access has been severely restricted, not only in Heimdall, but throughout all of Erebonia.
His Majesty has been shot by a military student with an unknown background. Is this sabotage from a foreign country?
We are currently using every resource at our disposal to determine the suspect's background. We will share this information with all of you the moment we are certain, so I ask that you wait for now, and above all, stay strong. I understand your anger, your sorrow, and your fear, and feel them just as keenly, if not more. And so I pledge to you, we will uncover the truth of this incident.
This is the morning news broadcast for Trista. We're told the Emperor's current status is still critical. At this point, it's hard to determine whether or not he'll be able to recover. We now have a message from Prince Olivert to share with you.
The Emperor has yet to regain consciousness. We cannot yet let our guards down. Do not become lost in rumors and hearsay. Remain steadfast and support one another through this dark time. Have faith that the light of hope will yet show itself and illuminate the path ahead.
How awful. I hear the Prince and Princess Alphen are still unconscious. Oh, Adios, please guide us. I see they locked down our camp.
I never thought Ash would.
We had our differences at first, but he wasn't a bad person. After everything we overcame together, we grew to understand each other. And I know now there is absolutely no way he's the kind of person who would commit such an atrocity.
I agree. He was definitely a troublemaking punk. But he wasn't selfish or irresponsible. And despite his lone wolf tough guy act, he'd always help us when we needed him. But looking back, something may have been a little off about him.
It was quite the surprise to hear he was from Hummel. Tita, you knew someone else who was born there, right?
Yeah, I didn't know there was another survivor. He's in Libera right now. I'd like to contact him if possible.
Unfortunately, we can't use the communication network, and we're not allowed to board Panzer's soldats. To be honest, I'm beginning to worry about Altina, too.
Yeah. Maybe we should have stopped her from going.
Rean?
Never thought that kid could have done something like that. It's my fault. Even though he seemed like he was tough, I always knew he was a bit unstable too. I should have done something about it after our trip to Hummel. But I kept getting sidetracked by other problems. I failed him as his instructor.
That's not true, Rean. This is my first time being an instructor, and I'm still a total half-ass. Toa is new here too. Can't just expect to be perfect at it after only a few months.
That's right, Rean. I think the important thing is what you do next. Altina's already hard at work, right?
Well...
I received a message through the emergency channel. We've been called to gather. I must report to Intelligence Division HQ.
But...
Are you going to be okay? Right now, things are...
There is no need to worry. I'm sure Milliam and Major Arundel will be there as well. However, I'm more worried about Ash.
Well...
What he did was so out of the blue. There must be something going on behind the scenes.
And that black haze... I bet it had something to do with it!
That's the only conclusion I can come to.
It's possible he was being controlled by some manner of chemical or hypnosis. It is also fairly likely something of a magical nature was involved as well. Therefore, I will attempt to gain as much information as possible. I refuse to leave a fellow member of Class 7 behind.
Allie...
You've grown a lot.
I agree. She's become very dependable.
Even if you've been summoned, don't forget, you're still a student of Thor's. If they try to limit your actions, let us know through the emergency comm network. I'll come get you. Even if I need to use Valimar to do it.
Instructor Rean.
Yeah, us too. We'll definitely come help you.
No matter what.
Please be careful.
Thank you, everyone. I will do my best not to cause you trouble.
You're right. I can't afford to fall behind the students. The principal and the others are doing everything they can too. It seems like the principal went to the authorities, and Michael went to the RMP headquarters. I hope they made some progress. Oh. I mean, could it be? Yeah, it's someone from old Class 7. Oh, Milliam.
Rean, is Tilly there?
No, she got an urgent call from Intelligence Division 2 hours ago.
No,
like you didn't?
not me. Lecter's busy with something too, so that means I'm too late.
Too late? What's going
no,
on?
It's nothing. I'll take care of it, so don't worry.
Hey, Milliam! Altina. Milliam, so she can't get a hold of Altina either. I thought the prince's little trick let us connect anywhere. Yeah, but it's not working. It seems I've kept you waiting. My apologies for being late. Principal, Major Michael. Well, any news? Carbide's still in a coma and is in the custody of the Railway Military Police. Regarding the other nonsense about him being a spy for the Republic, I've requested the authorities rescind their statement, but they're refusing. Although there's no question a crime was committed, we must ascertain his motive, background, and any abnormal symptoms. If by chance he was being controlled, we must determine the true culprit. I guarantee his safety until all the details are known. I do need your gratitude. He was one of my students too. Aside from Carbide, it seems things are becoming even more dire. I need you to gather all students in Car 3. The government will make an important announcement, and we've been instructed to listen to it.
We cannot. We must not. And we will not. With blood and with iron, we shall mete out justice. Well played, Armbrust.
What's the security like this time? All buildings within the 3,000 arc radius are on full alert. And there are security airships patrolling the area too.
Dearest people of Heimdall, and all citizens of Erebonia, I am Cedric Ryce Arnor, son of Emperor Eugent.
This cannot be good.
The Emperor yet remains in critical condition. Needless to say, we have the most skilled doctors available to attend to him. But the situation is still dire. We would greatly appreciate if everyone would pray for Adios to see him through this. However, this incident demonstrates without a shadow of a doubt the scope of the threat looming over our nation, and the identity of the foreign power that orchestrated this tragedy. In my father's stead, as Crown Prince, I hereby entrust the fate of our nation to a man I'm sure you may all be familiar with, Chancellor Gileath Osborne. Alongside him will be Governor General Rufus Alberea, who has already proven himself instrumental in overseeing the military command center.
This is bad.
I am Rufus Alberea, interim representative during this period of martial law. We are still in the process of investigating the events that occurred at Valflame Palace. However, we have identified the weapon that was used. It was a handgun manufactured in the Republic of Calvard. It was a Verne Company make. It was made of a material that allowed it to pass through metal detectors without being discovered. Further, it has come to light that in the past few days, nearly 100 Calvardian spies had infiltrated Heimdall.
I am Gileath Osborne, Chancellor of the Empire of Erebonia. It pains me beyond description that we can do nothing more for His Majesty than simply pray he pulls through. My inability to prevent this tragedy leaves me shaking with shame and regret. But I ask you, is this the time to cower in our homes? To sit and wait and worry? No, it is most emphatically not. After countless instances of military activity at our borders, our neighbor has finally become brazen enough to send spies into our capital. And now this. The message they have sent us is clear.
I knew it.
For hundreds of years now, they have been a menace to our nation. But this is no less than a declaration of war. We can no longer ignore the threat at our eastern borders. The Republic of Calvert.
Needless to say, we would be foolish to take such a country lightly. Their size and military might are nearly equal to our own. Therefore, in order to survive, we must make a decision.
We must put aside the difference between noble and commoner, between individuals and It shall be known as the National Mobilization Law!
Well, that was not what I was intending to do. I am sorry for interrupting the speech.
In order to overcome this dire threat to our way of life, every citizen of Erebonia must come together as one. To enable such a feat, we will establish a new law in the coming days.
Okay. Luckily, it didn't go too far. I was actually going to turn on auto to make it seem more like a cutscene, but I hit the wrong button. Oops. National Mobilization Law? What the heck is that about? It sounds pretty scary. It's a political science term. We learned it in Instructor Toa's class, remember? Yes, a way by which the government can leverage absolute power over its citizens to prepare the entire country for war. It gives the government full control over people, businesses, groups, and even provinces. Then that means... Political scientists have been debating over whether or not a crisis like this would ever actually happen. Now that it has, it will be used to justify things like confiscation of property and drafting. Are you serious? An ideal environment for a dictator, but a nightmare for the people. Though there are a few ways for the government to sugarcoat it so they don't even notice. So that's what they meant. The surface and what lies beneath intertwining. Just like His Majesty and the Chancellor said. So everything's starting to connect. Wait, then that means Ash was a convenient pawn. Or a prepared sacrifice. Either way, it seems some giant wheels have been set in motion, the likes of which we can't even imagine. This is all simply speculation. No, it's not. Open your eyes.
Emma, Gaius.
Reen, are you at camp?
We need to meet up and talk about everything that's happening, including that speech just now. Also, there are some people you need to meet.
I have no issue with it. How about you?
Very well. We'd like to know the situation ourselves, but how do we leave the camp?
Good point. I don't think the Imperial Defense Force is just gonna let us waltz out of here.
Right, but we need to find an excuse so they'll let Reen out.
Oh, I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Celine.
Celine!
What? Is that Class 7's...
Ah, so the familiar's here.
Shut up and follow me! Get moving already!
Follow you where?
Do you recall that old oak tree in the center of camp? I'll summon a magic circle by it that will let you travel through the spirit veins.
You can do that?
Man, this magic stuff sure is handy.
Take us with you!
You guys,
Hey, all of you.
Don't try to claim this doesn't concern us. Ash is our classmate.
We're worried about Altina too, so please let us go with you.
Come to think of it, this totally falls under our special ops missions, right?
They're not wrong this time. I
All
sensed
right.
them.
Class 7, resume special ops missions.
Yes, sir! I don't care which of you tags along, let's just go already.
I need all of you to be careful.
If things get dangerous, give us a call.
If you're going to go, at least make sure you're fully prepared.
May Adios watch over you. Take care.
Oh, this is the final chapter. Oh, so my hunch was correct. We were getting way too close to the end. There, that old tree. We're gonna use this to teleport? This will be my first time traveling via magic. Before we leave, we need to check all of our equipment. Alright, once we're ready, we'll head to the old tree. Ah, these. Wow, this got serious. I was kind of hoping we'd be like a bit past midpoint, but I guess this is not good. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I'm very excited now to see what lies next. It's finally time we get to some serious matters. But it seems like we're gonna end up with another war unless we can do something very, very quickly. Alright. Well, we're out of time for now. This went on significantly longer than I ever thought it would. Most of that time was spent walking around talking to people in the party. Alright. Well, that is all the time we have for this episode of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3. If you liked this episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all on the next episode.